Class, be very careful. Be careful, do not do this. Yes. Then Mojit Singh, have you joined? Mojit Singh, have you joined? Akmal Khan, yes. Akmal Khan, just tell me, how can you select the healthy seed from the unhealthy? Please see that the background voice does not disturb the class. Television or anything is on, please put it off. Akmal Khan, quickly tell me, how can you select the healthy seeds from the unhealthy ones? Mojit Singh, are you there? Mojit Singh, are you there? Put your speaker on. Mojit, please put your speaker on. This all is getting recorded. Yes, you've left the conversation because the question is asked. I'll be talking to you personally, don't worry. Okay, so this is the condition of 8C. Let me tell you that whatever has been taught, there is nothing to do with it. You just join the conversation, you just join the class and you leave it like that. There is no concept, no logic of revising what has been taught. Any child who can tell how you can select the seeds, the healthy seeds from the unhealthy ones.
Ma'am,
Please tell your name.
Ma'am, we put the seeds in water and the seeds which float are unhealthy and which settle down are healthy.
Very good. Please tell your name, beta.
Ma'am, Ishita.
Ishita? Very good. So let me tell you that children who actually revise are the ones who will be able to write the answers in the question paper when the exam is there. This is something very important. I've been telling you again and again. Okay, fine. Next we talked, so in the last classes we talked about the methods of sowing the seeds, broadcasting, traditional methods, seed drill, etc. Now today we are going to talk with, we are going to talk about transplantation method. Now children, as in general you have heard about transplantation, here also transplantation means somewhere something is grown, it is grown and then it is taken and its place is changed where it is going to grow further. Okay, like you must have heard about hair transplantation. So the same way here you see that seeds of some plants, they are grown in the nursery. Nursery means where extra care of those plants are taken, and then these plants when they grow up, then they are very nicely in a very protectful manner, they are taken and they are shifted to the other place, other field where they are going to further grow. Okay. Mojit Singh, please put your speaker on. I want to talk to you. You've just joined. Please put your speaker on. Mojit Singh, please put your speaker on. Okay, so we were talking about transplantation children. So this is how they are first the small plants, like for example, tomato, onion, rice, chilies, brinjal, etc. They are grown, and then when they grow to a little extent, then they are taken and they are shifted to the other field where they can be now further grown. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, what is the advantage? Now, supposing if it is asked that what is the advantage? Why this is done? They can be directly grown on the field itself. So why they are grown in this manner? It is if it is asked, then you have the advantages. What are the advantages? The first thing is that whatever saplings, the small plants, you can first of all, you can place them at proper distance. That day I told you that if you plant all the plant at one place, of course, there will be a competition between them and they will not be very healthy. Yes, because the nutrients will be divided. The same way, here also the plants which are grown in such a way, they are grown at a distance, they are kept at a distance, they are placed at a distance from each other so that they can grow in a better manner. They can get the proper nutrients from the soil. Second thing is it checks the growth of the weeds. So if the weeds are there, of course, they are taken out and then they are placed. So you have the field full with the plants that you actually need. So this is the importance, this is the advantage of transplantation. Now, next is, now can anyone tell me how many agricultural practices we have done? We are doing agricultural practices, and in that how many we have done? Can anyone tell? We have done the first one, which is preparation of soil. Second one, which is sowing seeds. And now we'll be doing the next one, that is addition of manures and fertilizers. Okay, so this is included, this is a sub part of sowing seed, but it is included in it and it is what very important practices, one of the very important practices that is needed for the healthy growth of the plant. So we'll be talking about addition of manures and fertilizer. Can anyone tell me what is manure and what fertilizer? You must have heard about it in class 7. Anyone? Okay, just tell your answer one by one. Parth, please tell the answer first.
Ma'am, organic matter.
Okay, good. Yes, then Ishita wanted to say something.
Ma'am, manure is a organic material which increases soil fertility.
Very good.
And ma'am, fertilizers are inorganic material which increase soil fertility.
Very good. Yes, correct. Now see children, as we have been talking about the growth of the plants, the better growth of the plant. So we have to take care of the plants. Now just the same way as we eat dal, chawal, sabji, roti. Yes, but additionally if we take the fruits, if we take the juices, we take dry fruits, yes, milk, curd, these things when we take and when we include in our diet, we are healthy. We are protected from the diseases. As by now, since you are in class 8, you must be well aware that vegetables and fruits are protective food. And if you take them, and of course, if you take the other healthy things in your diet, they increase your growth. It helps in your growth. You take milk, it is good for your growth. The same way, plants, they grow well in soil, but then when we are actually deriving the products from the plants, if that is our objective, then we have to feed our plants with the things which help in its proper growth. So these manures and fertilizers are the substances that increase the growth of the plant, that provides a healthy growth to the plant. So farmers basically, they add the fertilizer and the manure so that we see a proper and better growth of these plants. Moreover, the products that we get are also of better quality and better quantity. Like if I take an example of, supposing I take any fruit tree, like it is banana. If it is feeded with the fertilizer, if it is feeded with the manure, of course you will see better bananas, the quantity and the quality. Fine. So that is what we are going to discuss here. Manure, when we say manure, these are the organic substances which help in the growth of the plant. They are not chemicals, but they are organic substances. When we talk about the fertilizers, they also do the same thing. They are also helpful in the growth of the plant, but they are not natural substances. They are the ones which are not natural. They are the chemicals which are made by man. But children, when we compare, of course, if we like if it has been asked about nature, if we talk about from that point of view, of course we should use manure, but most of the farmers are using fertilizers. Though fertilizers are harmful for our environment, they are not good for the environment, but still the farmers prefer using fertilizers because they show better result. Like the same way, Corona time, everybody is saying take haldi in milk and drink it. Yes, but once you are, if you're not well, then of course, what is going to work? What are you going to take once you're not well? Haldi wala doodh help karega बार बार?
Ma'am, medicines and vaccines.
No,
Medicines.
ma'am, medicine.
Very good. The same way, the same thing. That natural substance, of course, they are also very helpful. But when you talk about the best result, then of course you will see using the chemicals, that is fertilizers. So in further classes, we'll be talking about the differences between the manure and fertilizers also, which is very important. It is being asked also many of the time in the examination. So you need to know that. So by now you've understood what is manure and fertilizer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now children, these fertilizer and manure, they are mixed with the soil, so that along, like if they are soluble, along with the water, they get dissolved in water, and along with water they are sent to the plants so that their growth is good. Now when they are added in the soil, we need to see that when, if it is a fertilizer, we need to see the quantity. It should not exceed a limit. If it exceeds a limit, then of course it has bad effect on the environment. Fine. So we have to see that what quantity of the fertilizer we are taking and which plant is deficient in which nutrient. That is very important to understand, and then accordingly it is provided to the plant. Now, other thing is, like once the plants have been grown, the crop was cultivated properly and the harvesting was done, the products were taken out and everything. Then you see that now whatever quantity of the nutrients or manure, or you can say the nutrients, is already present in the soil. It is used by the plants. They have grown in a proper manner. Of course, they have given a lot of produce. But now you see the soil remains the same. Soil ko hum badal nahi rahe. So from that soil, all the nutrients are taken up. So do you think that the soil will become deficient in the nutrients? उसमें कमी हो जाएगी nutrients की जब एक बार plants grow हो जाएंगे. Then do you think that soil will become deficient in the nutrients?
No, ma'am.
No. No or yes? I'm waiting for your answers. Let's see. बेटा अगर plants grow करे हैं और plants ने nutrients ले लिए सारे soil से, so do you think that now the soil will have deficiency? इसमें कमी हो जाएगी nutrients की कि नहीं होगी?
Yes, ma'am, hogi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it will be deficient. So now what? The soil cannot go to the market and get the nutrients for itself. So what has to be done? By the farmers, artificially, the nutrients are added to the soil so that again, the soil becomes rich in nutrients. So this is called replenishing of the soil with the nutrients. So you should know that once the nutrients are lost from the soil, they are replenished by the farmers by the application of the manures and fertilizers. So the best organic manure that we talk about is the cow dung. It is used and it is applied at the base of the plant so that we see the better growth of the plant. Now, if the fertilizers they are used in excessive manner, if their use exceeds to a limit, then of course it causes problem to the environment and to the plant also. Like you know that excess of anything is bad. Fine. So this is the thing. Now the next important thing is always remember NPK. Come to page number 11. Take a pencil in your hand and under the heading addition of manures and fertilizers, fourth paragraph, second last line, please underline NPK. This N stands for nitrogen, P for phosphorus and K for potassium. So whenever you have to write, be very, very careful with these three, that these three are the general ones which are needed by all the plants. NPK. Remember this NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Very important ones. Now we move to the other methods which can be used for the application of the fertilizers. The first one, that is field fallowing. Sometimes farmers can leave the fields fallow, that is uncultivated. You do not grow anything in that, so that the nutrients can be regained by the soil. So this is the first method. Now, see children, when the cutting is done, when the harvesting is done, whatever material is left in the like the plant material, whatever plant material is left in the crop, in the field, sorry, it is just kept like that. It is not removed. Now, when it is going to mix with the soil, the remnants of the plant, when it is going to mix with the soil, of course, it is going to make the soil fertile. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the way they leave it uncultivated. They do not cultivate anything. Whatever plant matter is there, they just let it be there like that. And then what happens? Later, when it mixes with the soil, it makes the soil fertile. So this is one of the method, field fallowing, which can make soil fertile to an extent. Second one, crop rotation. Very, very important. And this you will be studying till your class 12th if you opt biology. So please just listen to it very carefully. Crop rotation. Crop rotation means, children, that 1 year, whatever crop you have planted, whatever crop you have taken to be sown in the field, the other year, the same sort of crop is not grown. Now the next year, the type of crop that you take is healthy in the nutrients. Okay, so this way what happens, that whatever minerals, whatever nutrients are lost in the first year, in the second year, basically it is the crop that can fix nitrogen. Now there is a deficiency of nitrogen in the first year. सारे जितने भी plants थे उन्होंने सारा nitrogen ले लिया. Now from where are you going to get the nitrogen for the next year? So what the farmers do, they grow the crops in the second year. They grow the crop, or in the second session, they grow the crop which can fix nitrogen, which can take the nitrogen from the environment, and the crop itself can take the nitrogen and it provides to the soil. So the soil becomes again rich in nitrogen. Now, what are these plants called? These are leguminous plants, or the leguminous crops, which have the ability to fix the nitrogen in the soil. And this way your soil again becomes rich in nitrogen. Now, how does it happen? Any idea, anyone? Any idea, anyone? Because this you have studied about this in class 7.
Ma'am, please repeat the question.
The question is, like I just said, कि एक साल आपने कुछ भी उगा लिया, अब सारी चीजें क्या हो गई, सारे जितने भी components, जितने nutrients थे soil से सब हट गए. They are used up by the crop. Now your soil becomes deficient in the nutrients. So how are you going to provide the nutrient? The first way was like you mix with the fertilizers. Now supposing the farmers do not want to mix the fertilizer, then they use the crop rotation method. एक ऐसी crop लगाए जो अपने आप नाइट्रोजन एनवायरनमेंट से लेके सॉइल में डाल दे, ऐसी क्रॉप. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ क्रॉप इज लेग्यूमिनस क्रॉप. बेसिकली मूंगफली है, दाल वाली जितनी भी प्लांट्स हैं, व्हाट दे डू चिल्ड्रन, नाउ लिसन केयरफुली, in the roots of these plants there is a bacteria which is called leguminous bacteria. Rhizobium bacterium इसका नाम है, and this lives in the roots of the leguminous plant. Leguminous plant जितनी भी दाल वाले, मूंगफली वाले जितने भी plant हैं, they are leguminous plant. They are example leguminous plants. In the roots of these plants there is a bacteria, and the name of the bacteria is Rhizobium bacterium. It lives in the root of these plants, and then in return what it does, now it gets the shade. It gets the shade to live in the roots, and uske badle mein what it does, it provides these plant with the nutrients, with the nitrogen. It takes the nitrogen and it provides to the soil. So this way your soil again becomes rich in what? HCE. The soil is going to become rich in what? क्या लिया उसने environment से? This bacterium.
Nutrient.
Yes, nitrogen basically. Yes, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are very, very important. So out of these three, nitrogen is taken from the environment and it is provided to the soil. So your soil again becomes rich in nitrogen. Is this clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So alternatively,
Yes.
so alternatively, the farmers are going to plant leguminous crops and then the other crop. Again, leguminous crop and other crop. So this way, every year, whatever deficiency is caused, that is replenished because of the plantation of leguminous crops. I hope this is clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So this is how we have come to the end of the explanation of today's class. Now next page, if you see on page number 12, you have difference between manures and fertilizers. So whatever point I have discussed, you are going to read it. Fine. In case you find any problem, you are going to send me the message on WhatsApp, and in the next class, of course, I'll be telling you, I'll be explaining it to you again in tabular form in your next class. But then before that, you're just going to read it out properly. And along with this, you are also going to read and revise what has been taught today. That is transplantation, addition of manure and fertilizers, field fallowing, crop rotation. Before ending my class, children, I would again like to tell you, since you are coming from 7th C to 8th C, this is very, very important for you to understand things and revise them. In the examination, it will not at all be that the question that is there in the book or in the copy, you get it in the same way and you start writing. It will not be like that, I'm telling you. You will have to apply your brain. Maybe supposing the question says that why leguminous crops are taken for plantation after 1 year of the normal crop. Maybe the answer is not given. But now since we have discussed, you should know that because they are able to fix the nitrogen from the environment and they provide the nitrogen in the soil. So the deficiency of nitrogen is finished. That is why they are taken in alternate plantation. So everything should be there clear to you. You should understand. And that will only come by two ways, listening and revising. Are you understanding what I'm saying, children?
Yes, ma'am.
So please go through
Yes, ma'am.
revise it properly, at least for the ones, those who are responsible and those who are actually attending the class to learn. Okay, please make sure that you revise. I'll be asking questions, then only I'll proceed further. Okay, so till we meet again, children, take care of yourselves. We'll be meeting soon. Bye bye, children.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.